Most people thought retiring a military K9 meant he could finally rest. His caretaker gave one command and immediately regretted that assumption. From chasing birds on the beach to outrunning the family dog, jumping into deep water to pull a family member back to shore, while the other dog just stood there watching. But the hardest part wasn't any of that. It was the moment his caretaker realized this dog still thought he had a job to do. He missed the tug once, turned around, tried again, nailed it, then cleared the long jump, set records in the high jump, and refused to drop the weight bag, even when the coaches tried everything, because nobody had ever told this dog that his service was supposed to end. Ever wondered what happens when a military K9 finally retires? Watch this. After years of service, he comes home and walks straight to his family like he never forgot them. At the toy store, he picks his first favorite toy, gets his very first pup cup, and even when excitement is everywhere, he still sits patiently like a true professional. But the real moment comes next. Back home, he receives his retirement medal, celebrates with his first cupcake, and meets his new little best friend. Soon they're watching TV together, sharing the couch, and falling asleep side by side. Then the family notices something special. He starts sleeping completely on his back, belly exposed, totally relaxed. After years of always being on guard, he finally knows he's home. Ever seen a retired military K9 help push a wheelchair? Watch this. The moment the handler starts moving, the K9 steps in behind the wheelchair and gently pushes him forward. Every turn is matched perfectly, staying completely in sync the entire time. But the real moment comes next. They head into a crowded mall, and the K9 never breaks focus. Hand signals are understood instantly. Dropped items are picked up without hesitation. And even after quietly accepting a few pets from children, he goes right back to helping his handler. Years after retirement, he's still doing what he does best, looking after his person. Ever seen a K9 stay this calm in a crowded mall? Watch this. An army man walks in with his K9 dog partner. Packed mall, noise, smells, kids everywhere. But the dog locked in. No reaction. They enter a store. But wait, this is where most dogs lose focus. 3 kids walk up to pet him. One command, stay. The kids touch, move, talk. Most dogs would break here. Still no reaction. Not even a glance. Calm, controlled, perfect, unbreakable focus. This K9 was being tested for calm, not aggression. But suddenly the tester threw a bite tug right in front of her, and the dog never moved. Seeing how calm the dog stayed, the tester thought he could push further, so he circled the handler and shook her hand like everything was normal. And in the end, the moment he raised his fist, the K9 barked twice as a warning, and when he reached for her neck, the dog bit instantly to keep her handler safe. Can a dog stay this calm in a busy store? Watch this. This service dog is being tested in a real grocery store. First out of the car, into the store. No tight heel, just quietly following. Smells everywhere. People everywhere. But he doesn't react. He just stays locked in on the owner, waiting, moving, adjusting, giving space without being told. They shop, pick items, stand in line, and the dog, still calm, still focused. But here's what most people miss. This isn't natural. This is trained neutrality. Learning to ignore everything and just exist beside the handler. No distractions, no reactions. This is real control. Follow. Most people in that crowded train station had no idea the man walking through it could barely see. But his guide dog did, and it never once looked away from him. Seeing every staircase, escalator, edge, and platform gap appear one after another, the dog stopped at every single one and refused to move an inch until the handler checked it safely. But the hardest part wasn't the obstacles, it was the train itself. For 1 second, the dog stopped and looked completely unsure, then suddenly turned, picked the correct path, skipped the wrong compartments, found the safest entrance, and guided him straight to an empty seat. Because from the moment they left home, that dog never once stopped thinking about keeping him safe. Ever seen 11 puppies get tricked into bath time? Watch this. Their owner tells them they're going swimming, and the second the door opens, all 11 puppies come running outside. One by one, they get tiny goggles, jump into the splash pool, and start playing together. But the real moment comes next. It was time for roll call, and every puppy rushes over at once. After all the swimming and playing, they run back inside and instantly fall asleep. Well, almost all of them. One puppy stays wide awake while the rest are snoring. Ever seen a service dog take a 6-hour flight? Watch this. Before heading to the airport, the handler makes sure the dog gets one last potty break and some exercise. Then it's off to the terminal. Through the crowds, through security, and all the way to the gate, the dog stays calm the entire time. But the real test comes next. They board the plane during pre-boarding, and the service dog settles right at the handler's feet. Passengers come and go. The cabin fills up. Yet she stays relaxed, quietly resting beside her handler. Then, for the entire 6-hour flight, she spends almost all of it sleeping. While everyone else is traveling, she's completely comfortable right where she is. Just a perfectly trained travel partner. Ever seen a service dog at the airport? Watch this. This service dog is about to be tested in one of the busiest places possible. Identity check, TSA security. Everything starts immediately. The handler removes the dog's gear and sends it through screening. He walks through first, then calls the dog. It runs straight back to him, but suddenly the alarm beeps. TSA stops them for inspection. Harness, collar, hand swab test, everything gets checked. No reaction from the dog. Then before boarding, a quick stop at the pet relief area. The handler commands, "Go pee." The dog calmly does its routine. Then they move to boarding. But wait, this is where it gets intense. Inside the plane, the dog takes its spot under the seat. During takeoff, it gets nervous, but keeps watching the handler the entire time. After landing, one command and instant calm. They walk out of the airport together. Total focus, total trust.